Hello students, I hope you are all doing good. So let's start with the class. In the last class we have discussed what is homogeneous and what is heterogeneous. We know we have seen the example of homogeneous and heterogeneous, that is sugar plus water and sand plus water. So let's recapitulate the homogeneous mixture. What have we seen? Let's take an example, that is sugar plus water that we have taken in the last class, and sand plus water, right? Now let's see. Homogeneous mixture are those when the components are uniformly distributed. Uniformly distributed means we have seen that some of the components that sugar, when we dissolve sugar, we find the sugar in all the proportion, in all the layer of the water. It is equally distributed. We can't distinguish the sweetness. But in heterogeneous, in a sand plus water, the components of the sands, are they equally distributed, uniformly distributed in all the proportion, in all the layer of the water? No. Most of the sand are settling down, are present at the below, bottom of the water, bottom of the container. And the less number of sand was present at the above or the surface. So we can say the components are not visible, are not uniformly distributed. Now comes to the second. The components are not visible through naked eye. We have seen that components are not visible. Have you seen the sugar is appearing or sugar is visible when it is dissolving in it? But here heterogeneous, the components are visible through naked eye. We can see the sand. We can see the sand because most of the sand was present at the below. So sand particles, the small sand particles were present at the below. So it is here heterogeneous mixture, the components are visible through naked eyes. Does the components of the homogeneous mixture settle down? No. Once you are dissolving sugar in a water, you will see that even after keeping it for a long time, 1 or 2 hours, the sugar does not reappear or settle down. Does not reappear or settle down in the water. So it does not settle down. But in heterogeneous, you will see that they settle down. You have seen the chalk powder also. Example, you can see the chalk powder. In chalk powder also, chalk plus water, you have seen the chalk was settling down. Once you are mixing it up, and slowly after keeping it for a long time, the chalk powder is settling down. So the chalk powder is what? The heterogeneous mixture, they settle down. And under heterogeneous mixture, I have also again distinguished, that is, one is colloidal and one is suspension. One is colloidal and one is suspension. Why we call? Because in heterogeneous also we have seen that some of the components are not visible. And also they does not settle down. As I have given example, what? Milk plus water. We think that milk plus water is a homogeneous mixture. Most of the think that milk plus water is a homogeneous mixture, but it is not. It is a heterogeneous mixture. We can't see the milk, we can't see the components of the milk. And even we have also seen the milk doesn't settle down at the below and the above the water is present. We haven't seen that also. But still it is considered as a heterogeneous mixture, because in heterogeneous there are also two type of mixture that comes under it, that is solution and suspension and colloidal. In a suspension, under suspension, you can take the example of sand plus water, chalk plus water, you can take. But in colloidal, under heterogeneous, there is one more type of mixture, that is a colloidal mixture. Under this, it comes the milk plus water. The milk plus water, which is also heterogeneous mixture, but it comes under the colloidal mixture. Rest, that sand plus water, chalk plus water we have taken, they all comes under what? And comes under suspension. Now we will discuss about homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture, and how we have discussed already, but now we will discuss about their separation. How we will separate. Then how we will separate the homogeneous mixture and how we will separate the heterogeneous mixture. What are the different processes that we need to separate? Let's see. So now let's see the homogeneous mixture. We will discuss about the homogeneous mixture. We have taken an example that is sugar plus water. We can take any other, that is salt plus water, anything. Now tell me, is sugar soluble or is salt soluble? Yes, the salt is soluble in water. So you can say in homogeneous mixture, the components get dissolved completely. The components that we are adding in a water or any other substances, they get dissolved in it completely. Now the homogeneous mixture, the homogeneous mixture are often referred as solution. We don't always see, oh, this is homogeneous mixture, but we use a common term for it. For homogeneous mixture, we use a common term for it, and that common term is what? Solution. We often call it as a solution. And in solution, it contains two components. In solution, it contains two components, and that two components are called what? Are called solute and solvent. Now we will understand what is solute and what is solvent. So we have understood that homogeneous mixture are often called as solution as a common term. And in that solution, it contains two components that are called solute and solvent. Now we will understand what is solute and what is solvent. Of course. So we have understood that what is a homogeneous mixture and what we call them. We often call them as a solution. But first, what is solution? The solution is together. Whom should we call the solution? Let's take an example that we have taken in the last class, that is sugar plus water or salt plus water. We don't call it when we are mixing salt plus water, and that the component, that substance that has been formed after mixing, what we call them as a solution. So sugar plus water together they are called as solution. Together they give us what? They give us solution. Similarly, when we are mixing a salt in water, we don't call it as only salt, or we don't call it as only water. So what should we call? That the substance that has been formed after mixing, the substance that has been formed, that we call it as a solution. That is, it is a solution. Salt plus water means solution. Sugar plus water means solution. And in that solution, it contains two components, that is solute plus solvent. Solute plus solvent. Solute plus solvent together make solution. We have to understand that solute, I must write it over here, that solute plus solvent together make solution. It is not like that solute is absent and only solvent is present, and we call them what? Solution. No, we can't tell them solution. Or if it is like vice versa, that solvent is absent, solute is only present. Even if it is that also, we can't call it as a solution. Both, if solute and solvent has to be present, both has to be present, and they both together make what? Solution. Now we have to understand whom should we call solute and whom should we call solvent. Solvent that are present in maximum proportion or maximum amount in a solution. Now tell me, in a sugar plus water, whenever you are adding sugar plus water, which component among these two components, which component is present in maximum amount? Sugar or water? Water. So since water is present in a maximum amount, we call it as a what? We call it as a solvent. We call it as a solvent. And now what is solute? Solute is solute that are present in a less amount or less proportion in a solution. So solute are those that present in a less amount or a less proportion in a in a solution. Now in this sugar plus water, which is present in a less amount? Which one among them we added in a less amount? Sugar. Sugar is present in less amount. So that is why we called it as a solute. So now we have understood what is solute and what is solvent. The solvent is are the components that are present in a maximum proportion or a maximum amount in a solution. And solute are also the components that are present in a less proportion or a less amount in a solution. As example, we have taken sugar plus water. You can see that in a sugar plus water, when we are mixing sugar in a water, now tell me which component is present in a maximum amount, sugar or water? Water. So since it is present in a maximum amount, we call it as a solvent. And which component is present in a less amount? Sugar. So we call it as a solute. Similarly, salt plus water, you take it. In a salt plus water also, which component you add maximum amount? Water. We take 1 glass water. We take 1 glass amount water and we take only a teaspoon, only a small amount of salt. We add a small amount of salt in it. So it is present in a less amount. So this is less amount, so it is called as solute and it is called a solvent. Since we are talking about the separation of the substances, that is impure substances, now we have to learn how to, since whatever solution or a homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture, they are all impure substances. And since impure substances, they need to be separated to get the pure substances or to separate the harmful substances from it. So how we will separate them? For example, let's take, since we are talking about homogeneous mixture, now in this both, be it a homogeneous or be it a heterogeneous, both this mixture has a different method to separate the components. Now for the homogeneous mixture, how we will separate the homogeneous mixture or a solution? Let's take an example of salt plus water, sugar plus water. I want to separate this salt. I want to separate the salt from water, sugar from water. Then how we will do it? This is homogeneous mixture. For homogeneous mixture I am talking about, not heterogeneous, because heterogeneous mixture have a different method to separate. First we will learn about the separation of the homogeneous mixture. We are learning about what? Separation of homogeneous mixture. So how we will? So there are different methods. There are different methods by which we can separate the homogeneous mixture. And what are they? Evaporation, distillation, condensation. These three are the different methods by which we can separate. We can do evaporation by boiling. We can do distillation. Distillation needs a certain setup. And condensation. In condensation also we need boiling. So we will discuss about this method in the next class and how this method helps us to separate the components from the homogeneous mixture, whether it be a salt plus water or sugar plus water.